Welcome. Let yourself arrive. However you came here, whatever the day has been, there's nothing to do now but be here. If it feels right, you can let your eyes close. And if at any point you need to come back fully to the room, you can open them. Feel the ground beneath you and return to the present moment. That door stays open the whole way. You are never far from it. For now, just the breath, not changing it, only noticing it. The air arriving, the air leaving. The body breathing itself the way it always has, without you having to ask. And somewhere underneath the noise, you might let a quiet intention form, not a wish, a knowing, something true about who you are already. You don't have to find the words. Let it be felt. Now, the breath settling lower into the chest, into the belly. Exhale a little longer than the one before. Each breath telling the body you can soften a little now. And the weight of you releasing down into whatever holds you, the floor, the chair, the earth beneath the building, held without having to hold yourself. And as the body lets go, you may begin to notice something already shifting, even before you understand how. The breath flowing now without a pause between in and out. One breath rising into the next, like a tide that never quite stops. There's no need to try. You can simply let yourself go down beneath the thoughts, down beneath the day, to a quieter place inside you that has been there all along. And ahead of you, in this quiet, a wide open space begins to form. A great room or a great field. Let it be whatever it wants to be. And above it, a long way up, there is a ceiling. You may not see its edges. You may only feel it there. A limit, a held line. Something that says this far and no further. So let yourself stand under it now. This ceiling that has always been just above what you have let yourself have. The love you almost let all the way in. The help you said you didn't need. the good things that came, and the part of you that flinched before it could land. You might see it as a ceiling. You might feel it as a weight on the chest. You might just know it's there. However it shows itself is right. And now notice what happens in the body as you stand under it. In the chest, in the breath, in the hands. Does something tighten? Does something brace? Let the body speak first before the mind explains it away. Because someone built this. This ceiling did not fall from the sky. It was placed here carefully a long time ago by a part of you that had a reason. And somewhere here, the one who built the ceiling is near. The architect. The part of you that drew the line and has kept it ever since. You don't have to go look for it. Just let it be close. You might turn toward it with something other than blame. Because this part of you was not trying to keep you small. It was trying to keep you safe, the only way it knew how. Somewhere in your story, receiving costs something. To want and not get taught the body that wanting was dangerous. To reach and be refused taught it that reaching hurt. So part of you decided, we will not reach that high again. We will not want what we might not get. And it built a ceiling so you would never have to fall from that high. You might ask it quietly, what were you afraid would happen if you let me have more? And then just listen. Not for words necessarily, for whatever comes. And if you can, you might let it know, I understand why you built this. You kept me from a fall that would have broken me. Back then, when I was small. Thank you for that. Now, if it feels right, you might let yourself become the architect for a moment. Feel what it has carried. The long, tired vigilance of holding a line for years. And from inside it, you might feel how much it would like to set the work down. So you might ask this part gently, are you ready to lift the line even a little, even just enough to see what comes in? Not because it has to, because it might be tired of holding. if it's ready, you can let the ceiling change. Let it thin. Let it lift. Let it dissolve in whatever way it wants to, as mist, as light, moving up, as a held breath, finally letting go. You don't have to make it happen. You only have to allow it. Take a breath in now, all the way down. Hold it a moment at the top and let it go with a sound. The old story said, there's only so much you're allowed, but you are the one writing now. There's a line in the next chapter you have never let yourself say. Something like, I am allowed to receive. Feel the space above you where the ceiling was, open or opening. And notice nothing fell on you. The sky did not come down. It was only ever a line you were taught to draw. You are not too much for wanting. You are not greedy for letting it in. What is good is allowed to reach you, and you are allowed to let it stay. For one breath, you might hold both at once, the old caution and the new beginning, the closing and the receiving. Let them both be here for a moment, and then let the old one rest. It has done enough. And from here, you might let an open space appear in front of you, a path forward into the days that haven't happened yet. And on that path, a version of you who lives without the ceiling. This isn't built on forcing. It isn't built on willpower. It's built on something simpler, the sense that you are allowed to have a full life, that what matters to you is allowed to come close. You might step toward the version of you now and feel how they receive. A compliment that lands instead of bouncing. A hand offered that they actually take. Rest they don't have to earn. Feel how their shoulders sit, how they breathe, how they let the good in without bracing. And you might place an open hand on your chest now, palm soft, fingers open, the gesture of receiving itself. And as you do, quiet phrase, I can receive. I can receive. I can receive. This hand, this breath, these words, yours to return to whenever something good is trying to reach you and an old part wants to flinch. And now, that quiet intention you set at the beginning, let it return, the same one carrying everything that moved here. You don't need the words. Let it be felt one more time. And slowly, awareness coming back through the body, the chest, the hands, the weight of you held by the ground again, the sounds of the room, the light beyond your eyelids. Nothing has to be different today. Nothing has to be forced. You let a little more in, and that is already enough. And whenever you need it, you can return to this open space, the ceiling that lifted, the hand on the chest, the part of you that no longer has to hold the line alone. One last breath together now. Breathe in everything that was received. Let the exhale be gratitude. And when you're ready, only when you're ready, open your eyes.